People like these legislators are creating a very scary time for the trans community where I just don't feel safe.
There are folks out there who would like to legislate away the existence of transgender people like me.
What do you fear about this order?
My fear is that these children will be taken back to where we were 30 years ago, because those people that do believe in this, who have power, are using that power for political reasons, not safety.
Can you give me one example of a transgender child trying to get an unfair advantage? Just one in your state. You signed a bill about it.
No, I can't really tell you one.
To play. I'm not allowed to play because I'm transgender.
I really believe that all lives matter.
We constantly see that people are trying to do away with the lives of trans folk by using trans hysteria and trans scare tactics to make people believe that we are something to be feared and something to kind of sort of do away with.
And let me tell you, nobody in their right mind wants to see a grown adult man, a stranger, alone in a bathroom with little girls.
Hey, let's hop out of the way. We're taking her.
Good job. Good.
On Tuesday, the first day of Pride Month, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law banning transgender girls from playing on female sports teams.
This bill is a very harmful solution in search of a problem.
Would have a disparate impact on a very vulnerable group.
They have been bullied, ridiculed.
Trans folk never asked to be a political football in a culture war. They just want to pursue their dreams, playing sports for fun.
Republicans are trying to restrict transgender rights. This map shows all of the states with anti-transgender legislation from this year alone.
The list is long, and unfortunately, it continues to grow.
Now to the state of Utah enacting an anti-trans sports ban after lawmakers voted to override the governor's veto.
In the Beehive State, another discriminatory bill targeting trans youth was passed. Salt Lake City, which hosted the Olympics back in 2002, is set to do the same with the NBA All-Star Game. We have seen in the past the association take bold stances. Like, remember the North Carolina bathroom bill?
North Carolina enacted the so-called bathroom law.
It is a controversial law known for limiting which types of bathrooms transgender people are allowed to use.
And guess who was set to host the NBA All-Star Game at the time? That would be the city of Charlotte. Seeing what was going on, what'd you do about it, Adam Silver?
The NBA is moving next year's All-Star Game from Charlotte because of the law known as HB2.
Chad Griffin, president of the Human Rights Campaign, said years ago, today the NBA and Commissioner Adam Silver sent a clear message that they won't stand for discrimination against LGBTQ employees, players, or fans. Once the game was called off for Charlotte, Kevin Durant tweeted, I recognize this was a tough decision for the NBA, but I respect the choice. Discrimination of any kind cannot be allowed. So they've shown they will take measures as needed. Thus, we go back to Utah.
Utah's Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, he spoke at a candlelight vigil for Orlando victims, and his speech went viral. Cox said when he was growing up, he wasn't always nice to the kids who were gay. Listen.
I regret not treating them with the kindness, dignity, and respect, the love that they deserved.
He may regret it, but he at least did the right thing in his state. The Salt Lake Tribune's Eric Walden wrote, after the Utah legislature overrode Governor Spencer Cox's veto of HB 11 in late March, thereby prohibiting transgender girls from participating in high school athletics in the state, there was concern that the league could also pull the NBA All-Star Game scheduled for 2023 in Salt Lake City as a result. Let's note, NBA Hall of Famer to be Dwayne Wade, who spent 16 seasons playing pro ball in the league, became a minority owner of the Utah Jazz last April. He and his wife, Gabrielle Union, are parents to a transgender daughter, Zaya. Union recently conducted an interview with BuzzFeed that touched upon LGBTQ plus activism, saying in part, it's our job to be loving, compassionate, protective guides for our children, but their lives are their lives, and we have to respect that, she said. We do not believe in any kind of shaming for existing. That is bizarre, cruel, and harmful. New Jazz owner Ryan Smith took to Twitter to criticize Utah's anti-trans bill, writing in part, this bill was rushed, flawed, and won't hold up over time. I'm hopeful we can find a better way, adding, to all in the LGBTQ plus community, you're safe with us. So knowing Silver's history, what did he do, especially when we saw the stances he took with Charlotte? I guess you could say it was the antithesis to that. There was no discussion over the past 2 days about moving the All-Star game from Salt Lake City, and we do not anticipate moving the game, Silver said on a conference call. I'm watching these bills throughout the country, and in those states where we have teams that are operating, we're working directly with those teams. Our view today is that making threats that we're going to move the All-Star game would not be constructive, he said. We're seeing a trend of these bills in the country, and I find them personally to be very divisive, and in many cases, a distraction from the issues we all should be really focused on as Americans, he said. However, we frankly don't want to be in a position where we're chased from state to state around the country, Silver added. Maybe he sees how the association may face a similar dilemma in the future. Indiana's governor vetoed a similar bill last month, but the state lawmakers could override his decision. If they did, it would be the 12th such bill passed in recent years, according to the New York Times. The 2024 All-Star Game will be in Indianapolis. Regardless, the inconsistency seems baffling, to say the least.